Wanted to discuss some things relating to Bitcoin and go over some data with you all. And I think everyone needs to chill out. I have some counter arguments against everybody's view. Before I do so, come to ZTRADEZ.net, check out our terms and conditions page, read our disclaimer and our terms. If you don't agree to it, don't watch any of my material, don't join the group. If you do agree to it, come down here and join the Discord for free. Let's jump into it. First off, I just want to go over some things here. It's kind of just some things I'm noticing without explaining anything. Okay? So let's jump into this. First off, it's going to be kind of hard here because to look at this data because everything has to fit on the screen, so it's kind of smashing it. Example, right? If we try to look at data on Nvidia in 2019, we can't. If I change the chart here, we can, right? This is a monthly, but like if I were to go out, you can't see anything. Again, if we elongate it, we can go all the way back to 2000. Well, I can't do that with the Bitcoin hash rate, unfortunately. But here's something we can look at. The price of Bitcoin pulling away violently from the hash rate. That hasn't happened yet. That happened in every halving. The first one over here, the 2016 halving going into 2017, the 2020 halving, right? So we're basically right there, right? We're right there and right here, right? It hasn't happened yet. We haven't broken away. Here's a 3-year view. We have not broken away. Where we're at right now is where the hash rate is over the price of Bitcoin, like here, and that's where we are right now. The hash rate is over the price of Bitcoin. It kissed it, it touched it, but it has not exceeded it yet. Every time there's been a violent move, and things haven't gotten worse, they've gotten better for Bitcoin. Anyone running for office is like, well, I don't want to miss out on 50 million votes, so I'm going to support Bitcoin, right? And it's too late. It's already mainstream. BlackRock's buying it, and you can buy a spot ETF on the market. It's here. That didn't happen before. In its early days, it was more volatile and ripped harder and dipped harder with the halvings, and it's kind of finding its middle ground. Bitcoin Cash is something that's still basically in the infancy stage, since it's 7-8 years older than Bitcoin, which means 3 less halving cycles, 2 or 3 less halving cycles. So you could basically still be getting Bitcoin Cash in this era over here. But anyways, this hasn't happened yet. The black is the price of Bitcoin, the blue is the hash rate. We have not had that exceed. Recently, we've had miners go offline with a lot of the selling with Germany because it isn't profitable. There's Riot's supposed to just purchase, what was it? Was it Riot? It's Riot or Mara. Fact check me on that. Just purchased another 330,000 miners, and they're looking to come back online late July. So basically in 15 days. And I expect Bitcoin to continue up. I don't expect a parabolic move like that until they give us the news that we're going into QE, which I believe we're going to do it in September. And everyone's saying, but the data, none of that matters. They're not going off the data. They'll cook the books. They'll mess with the metrics, do some mathematical gymnastics. They're doing it for the election. This is what people don't get. It's not the data. Don't listen to what Powell says. You have to be able to read in between the lines on a lot of what he says. Right, because he can pump the market by simply saying we're going to cut, and then the stock market would go up 20%. He's not going to say that. They don't want things higher. It is an election year. They're going to cut interest rates. Whoever's in office is going to want the Fed to do that. And yes, they're separate, but the government does have an influence, the administration that's in, on the Fed. Example, who was around in 2018 for the crash of 2018 and fall and winter, right? And Trump came out and he bashed Powell, and Powell went back into QE. Let's take a look at some data. All right, there's the red. There's the red, and you can see the blue line goes higher each time. I'm not going to explain what that is. That's the stock. Well, that's the stock to flow. There's the red. We are here, which was right here when Bitcoin was 5,000 to 7,000. Right? And we're right there. Even if we go up to here, and every time it has followed it when it's went higher, it hasn't hit the top of it each time. It's actually, you can see we surpassed it. We're surpassing it. It's going lower and lower when it comes to the top of the stock to flow. If it did hit the top, it'd be at 900 in 2025. That's not going to happen. But if we were to just go lower than that, we're at 400 there, right? If we go over here, we're at 85. Now, I don't expect 900. I don't expect 400. But we could easily see 200 to 300,000. We could. We're probably going to go into QE, in my opinion. I know we're cutting this year around September or November, December, somewhere in there. And September is where I'm predicting they may cut. If not, if it's not in September, I really believe it's going to be in November, right? They don't want to do things after elections. They want to get it going before and then have everything booming so it looks good. But let's check out what else we have here. We've got the stock to flow. We're already on that. Here's another view of it. Again, we are there. Right there. Right there. Right there. This is predicting 1.2 million in 2025. Bitcoin runs inverse of the dollar. That's a separate video which I can show you the data on that. When the dollar drops, Bitcoin goes up. What happened this time in 2020? We went into quantitative easing, didn't we? And the dollar fell. What's happening right now? We're going to go into quantitative easing, and the dollar's going to fall. It's not going to be as violent as over here, but, you know, even if it went just right there, every time it's gotten near the roof, if it got somewhat near, we're at 500. Let's take a look at where is the rainbow chart at? Where did it go? Price predictions, cycle repeat, after halving cycle. Okay, that's something else. This is a great website. Take a look at the rainbow chart here. I mean, this just looks fantastic. I mean, this is great. So the green lines are the halvings. We're right there, which was right there on Bitcoin in 2020. Over in this area, all over in here, there's pretty much no Bitcoin left. The last one's going to take, from what technology we have now, 140 years to mine. There's going to be one left, I think, after the 2036 halving, and the low end estimate of that is 1.9 million. High end estimate of that is 4 million a coin. There's my retirement plan on top of other things like real estate, but you know, by 2040 we're at the high end range of 9.8 million, you know, 10 million, low end range 4.2 million. So people are a little bit nearsighted, and I get it because some of your positions may be down, especially the alts. Alts are trash, most of them. Bitcoin's king, right? That's the one I have the most faith in. I'm also holding some Bitcoin Cash for life because it has such violent moves. I like things that are volatile because you can buy them when they're low, around $100, and they can go up to, you know, it could see 2,500 this time around, which would be great. But you can see we are, if this time we fell out a little bit. This time we didn't fall out over here back in 2012. We never fell out of the blue line, so it went up pretty much. But if we even saw the yellow, you can see that it moves. The peak is right after about a year, right? This is July of 2016. The peak was actually it was about a year and a half after that. Over here, where the halving was in May, and the peak was in May a year later, pretty much. It's around 10 months, right? Here it happened immediately. That was the first one though. But I expect us, if we go around 10 months out, which would be around right here It would be beginning of next year, right? That would be 5 months, 7. So we're looking at February, right? My math may be a little bit off. I don't want to sit here contemplating and thinking. I'm shooting from the hip here, but the high-end range could be 329,000. If we even get to the yellow, we're at 176. That's not bad. If we got to the orange, I doubt we're going to get to the red. If we got to the orange, we're in the 200s, and that's what I'm pretty much predicting here. You know, 170 to 210 is my range that I'm really predicting. Although the other models, are saying different things. Let's jump into the. Let's see what we got going on here. Let me go back. Price prediction, cycle repeat. The data on this site is just unbelievable, unbelievable. So you can see we're just trading in this range anytime we're at this red line, which it's kissed it nearly every freaking time, and we've always hit the green line at some point. Just going out to 2025, right up in here, you know, at 139,000. All the data is pointing definitely in the mid 100s, right? By 2026. Which is up here, it's predicting 200. After that, the cycle low is going to come and it's going to start to fall. We'll probably be around, you know, in the 50s or 60s after the halving cycle, depending on how high it went. But this is just fantastic. You can see what a great long-term investment this is. But this is why I think that everybody's wrong. That hasn't happened yet. People are saying alt season's over. Alt season, and when alt season happens, some of the alts, I don't know if a lot of people have been around, how long people have been around, but some of the alts are running, you know, 1,000%. Some of them, yeah, have, but as a whole, they all haven't done that. They have not had their pump yet. Ethereum hasn't even passed its all-time high. And again, the blue is the total hash rate, the black is the price of Bitcoin. It shouted it over there after the halving, and it shouted it over here. We had the halving last time. Let's go to, let's see. There's the halving right there. And you can see it took forever. It danced around, danced around, danced around, all the way till basically November. Right? October, November. So, and over here, again, we have not shadowed this yet, and they're saying the halving just happened. It was like 2 months ago. Everybody needs to chill. It was at the end of April, so it's basically May, and it's early July, so it's basically been 2 months. Relax. Everyone, I'm saying, oh, the halving event sucked. The halving event has never done anything. When has the halving event done anything? Right? It's never done squat. There's the halving. That was a little bit different. Over here, it lagged for a long time. Over here, it lagged for a long time. You can see, you know what? Let's go to something different here. Where was the, we're going to do these, is it the stock to flow? No, it's not this. Yeah, we can use this. There's the halving was in the blue each time. All right? Never was the halving event. That's different. That's one of the first ones over here. That's the first one right there. Never in its history has it exploded on the event. People are acting like it's an earnings report. It's not how it works. There's up to a 6-month delay. Chill. Relax. I don't want to be mainly holding alts. I want to be mainly holding Bitcoin. And now I can hold it in a broker. And I don't have to worry about getting hacked. IBIT, BlackRock. I can have it in there. When is the last time someone hacked your broker and sent their stocks to their brokerage? You know what I mean? So I'm going to relax. I'm going to chill. I'm going to wait for us to pop. And what will tick it off? Quantitative easing. When are we going to do it? September or November is when it starts, and I believe they're going to cut all through 2025. If you guys like this content, make sure to like and follow for more.